put these terms and who issues these permissions, these slips?
It must have been Elon Musk, honestly.
It must have been SpaceX.
It was SpaceX. SpaceX was in charge the whole time. SpaceX is the world government.
Size.
Well, sure.
People now own 2 cars.
But
That
there
would
was
have
the
been
GI
unthinkable
bill.
in the
There
50s.
was processes for people to get loans.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying like, well, people own 2 cars now. That would have been unthinkable back then. You know what else would have been unthinkable back then? That these people could be in this room and talking to millions of people, and that we could be in this virtual room here talking to 187 people right now. That would have been unthinkable to them. They would have no. It'd be like, what? You got like really good fucking telephones or something? It's like, no, it's way more than that. Like that, this would have been an unachievable level of wealth back in the 50s. Unachievable. You could have been the richest person in the 50s, and you would not be able to do this. Like I love this hypothetical question for people. This is a great icebreaker question. If you could be, let's say you had to go back in time and be the richest person in the world at that time. Like you are wealthier than everybody else in the world at that time. How far back would it be for you to go before it becomes not worth it any longer? And people start thinking through this. It's like, okay, well, let's say I'm the richest person in ancient Egypt. Well, I'd be like the pharaoh. That'd be kind of ass. There wouldn't be any Netflix, and there wouldn't be any good food. I don't want to go ancient Egypt. Maybe let's say the Middle Ages Europe. I could be the Holy Roman Emperor. I mean, that's still kind of ass. He doesn't have fucking indoor plumbing even. Don't want to be that. And you start working your way up and up and up. And the answer ends up being like pretty fucking close to the present. Like it's not that far back before it no longer becomes worth it. I think that highlights that. In fact, then you think that you are wealthier than those people were equivalently. And where is that wealth? It's in the technology that you now have. How did that technology get there? Well, it got there by these capitalists. That's how it happens.
There is like one, I guess, counter argument you can make a little bit, which is that there's also like this social or spiritual aspect of being so rich. Like you have all these connections, perhaps, and friends who are also rich and productive.
Yeah, but I still don't think that you'd go that far back. Like, how far back would I go? Like, maybe the 80s or 90s. I'd live to see the rise of, like, proper technology as we know it, like, the internet and stuff. But it would be fucking annoying to not be able to have technology for a while. Like, I'd be like, this is all primitive, for decades. Like, I wouldn't want to go back any further than that. Like, I would definitely not say the 50s. Like, so what? I'm probably not going to get to see, like, I'll be in old age by the time the internet's starting to be a thing. No, thank you. Like, that's not worth it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And housing ownership.
Are you saying people can't get loans today?
Yes.
Oh, really?
They
How
can't
so?
get housing loans?
I got
Well,
a
if you don't have the
housing loan.
capital to put up money, sure.
No,
but
I
there's
can't
nothing
get a
preventing
housing
you.
loan.
Correct.
Most of us can't.
If a bank knows you don't have the capital to pay back a loan, sure, they won't give it to you. But the idea that you are disenfranchised from getting a loan because of a capitalist system.
The idea that it's easier now to get a loan for a house than it would have been in the 1950s is absolutely ridiculous.
It's safer to get a loan now. The issue, the issue.
I think the point they're leaving unsaid is the business cycle. So it would have been easier in the lead up to 2008 to get a housing loan. It would have been very easy. You could have gotten a loan. I could have gotten a fucking loan for like a goddamn mansion, whatever. And a loan I'm never going to be able to pay back. Because there's this boom bust cycle, right? It's the question of when are the booms, right? If it's in a boom time, then yeah, it's very easy to get loans because the interest rate's all been futzed with, right? But what is causing that? It's not the capitalists causing that. It's state central banking. It's fractional reserve banking. That's what's causing the boom-bust cycle. It's this introduction of fiduciary media, which leads people to be more long-run than they should be. It leads investors to think that more has been saved than actually has. That's the problem. And that's not a capitalist problem.
Yeah.
But does that mean it's easier?
Okay, let's look at what happened from 2000 to 2007. We all know what happened in 2008, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that was all because of risky lending practices that were all occurring that decade and the decade leading up to it, which led to the big pop.
By
right now,
banks.
by
privately owned
banks allotted by the government.
No. I gotta go back on camera for that. No, not
Correct,
by
So much
by
shit there.
privately owned banks. No, not by privately owned banks. No, stop. This is where we need the concept of corporation from tech, of course. Hopefully, Karen Ann Harlows will pick up on that. Like, no, this was not private institutions. Like, this guy just granted, yes, by privately owned bank. No, this is an aberration on the market. We don't have fractional reserve in the free market. We don't have that.
Yeah, it's he threw the entire argument out the window with that.
Yeah, because he didn't realize that, well, fucking, his entire argument is based on the fact that all of this terrible stuff happened because of this excessive loaning, right? Why was this excessive loaning? What do we call that? We call that malinvestment. Why were there all these clustered malinvestments? It was because of these banks giving out these wrong loans, right? Because they had fiduciary media being issued. So if you just say, yeah, that's a problem of the private sector, you throw away the whole thing. You throw it all away. Like, he didn't realize this when he was saying it. He's becoming my second most hated person here. Both him and the Jewish guy, I can't remember his name. Yeah, the environmentalists. They're becoming.
Or something.
I'm currently hating them more than all of the socialists, by the way. Like, because they're just making terrible claims.
Yeah.
Let's see, maybe Karen Harlows turns it around. Let's see.
Owns banks to be better?
Okay, well,
I didn't say that.
here's the thing.
Say that.
Here's the thing. The issue isn't that you can't qualify for the loan. The issue is
Well, I suppose she's not. Maybe she's just more not wanting to undercut the people who are supposed to be on her side than this fucking guy is. This guy is perfectly willing to undercut her, and maybe she's just less willing to undercut them.
Maybe she's learning the strategy as she goes on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to falter too much. Like, this is a certain sort of format. If I was on that bench, I'd be immediately like, shut the fuck up, shut up. Cover my hand over his mouth, like, don't say those fucking socialist words. Get over there. By the end, it'd be me against it. Maybe that's not the correct way to play this, but like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, what are you even saying?
This reminds me of that moment, where Mises called everyone socialist.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what's going on here. Like, these two are they're not capitalists. They're not representatives of capitalism. It's fine to be like kind of milk toast. It's not great, right? But if you're gonna be milk toast, don't step on the toes of capitalism. Just make your milk toast arguments and then just recede to the back. Know your fucking place. Know your fucking place, milquetoast capitalists. Know your place. Your place is not in the forefront of being the vanguard of capitalism and stepping on other people's toes and seeding arguments for the socialists. That is not your place. Make your milquetoast arguments and then recede into the background. That's where you belong.
Yeah, his name is apparently Shavos.
And this guy, the Jewish guys. Dude, why would you name...
Why would you name your child that?
too high and expensive, so that the amount is just too outside of your reach to qualify for
And they are only going up.
Why is it going up?
To lower
because we can't build enough houses.
No, I just haven't seen evidence that it's government that is performing a stoppage on housing wholesale.
What?
New York doesn't exist, boys. California does not exist. None of these states exist.
Are we being...
Hopefully they don't, but sadly they do.
Are we being real here? Are we being real? You don't see any evidence that it is in fact government preventing people from building. What are zoning laws? What are the... hey, Mr. ChatGPT Google machine, what are zoning laws? Who did those? Oh, SpaceX did them, actually. I just looked it up. SpaceX did the zoning laws. This guy was right.
Sale. Just on a practical level, if there's an empty home sitting, to me, that's a crime.
A practical level, guys. It's the fucking Kantian split. Again. Every single time. Look, in theory, it might sound nice, but in practice, evil comes in. And where's the difference? Oh, I don't know. Maybe they're just completely different ideas. Maybe there's completely different concepts that I'm just saying that one is the concept in theory and one is the concept in reality. I'm just going to bundle them together because I'm a dishonest piece of shit.
I think that if you are letting a home sit for 10 years, maybe it's time for some...
arbitrary, completely arbitrary.
Someone to come in and say, hey, you know, this house, if we don't want the price to go down, maybe we should, you know, give it to.
Do you know how you deal with this on the market? Is you allow people to build. Allow people to build, and then in fact, it isn't a good investment to just have a house and keep it there. That's no longer a good investment, because the value of that house is going to keep going down and down and down and down and down, because people keep innovating and making better properties around it, and you're like, oh shit, well, what the fuck am I doing here? I got to develop or, you know, rent this out or something. You know, it no longer becomes a good investment if you allow people to build. That's the only reason why it's a good investment right now, if you're very wealthy, to just buy a house in like London and just leave it there. That's going to appreciate in value because people can't build.
Yep.
And I'm gonna also add something here because he's probably also gonna be pushing this towards rent control. You know, and to speak that there's no data on this. I mean, you know, this recently elected person in South America, somewhere in Argentina, and one of the things he's done was pretty simple: just cancel rent control. You know what happened afterwards? Oh, the price skyrocketed. No, they didn't. 30% less rent. Oh, an average, right? The price of rent, the cost of rent has gone down. Why? Because people could compete more. There were also other things that happened that led to this. But like, these government measures clearly cannot help. They do the opposite of help. They make things more expensive. So his point is moot.
Yeah, it's there's this account on Twitter which I want to draw everybody's attention to. He's actually been on my stream before. On Twitter, he's called Sigma Hamster 2, and he does all these great like refutations of these people. He's got this great like graphic where it goes over like, well, in fact, when you get rid of these rent controls, when you get rid of this stuff, when shit gets cheaper, in fact, landlords do voluntarily reduce their rent because they've got to, right? If they didn't, then nobody would rent from them, because there's still competition there. They can't, in fact, just do whatever rent they want, or else it would be $1 billion an hour to rent anywhere, right? They're just, if they could just get away with anything, they would just do it, right? But they are subject to the exact same market pressures as everybody else. So if housing gets more abundant, Chinese Japanese meme right there, I just scrolled down. If housing gets more abundant, then there's more competition there. So I'm like, hey, I'll undercut these guys a little bit, but I think I can still make a profit here. It's like, well, shit, now people are going to him. I'm going to undercut him a little bit. And people keep undercutting each other until they reach the equilibrium. Someone's saying Sigma Hamster is amazing. Yeah, he's got some great stuff. He's not an Austrian, I don't think. But yeah, he's got some great stuff still. Like, he is on the Austrian Econ Discord server. I think that's where I met him. He's not an Austrian, but yeah, he still does have great stuff. He was wanting to do a debate with me on Austrian business cycle theory. Maybe we'll do that at some point. But I would need to get back into economics. In fact, I got this book by Per Bieland, How to Think About the Economy, a primer, right there, sitting right over there. So maybe I will get back into econ, and then I'll have that debate with him.
Somebody else.
Forcefully take it from somebody.
Yeah, I actually, yeah.
Okay. So you